Welcome to the Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour, state's richest tournament fishing event. I'm Chip Lear.
And I'm Tommy Scarless. Right now we're at the third event, the Alexandria Chain. We've got about 4 beautiful little lakes here. All the anglers are behind us. The anticipation is building, and they're all blasting off to their hot spots right now. So stay tuned for all the action.
The Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour is brought to you by Pepsi, the Minnesota State Lottery, K-Fan, and Ranger Boats.
You're not taking that with you, are you? Watch this. Wow.
Excuse me? Do you have the time? Next.
That's different.
Happens every day.
The Minnesota State Lottery. Don't forget to have some fun.
AM 1130. Hi, this is Captain Billy Hildebrand from Fan Outdoors.
Billy's always got some good advice.
I've learned a lot about fishing, for sure, and hunting. I enjoy the friendly banter going back and forth.
Like listening when fishing's on, fishing's great. When hunting's on, hunting's great.
Join us Thursday evenings and Saturday mornings on your outdoor sports leader, KFAN.
Ironing out the rough stuff. It's just one of the ways Ranger continues to set itself apart. Hulls are designed to actually absorb and cushion rough water. Flared bow contours push water out and away for a smooth, dry ride. And structural components are firmly interwoven for a solid, one-piece feel. Ranger boats. Run one, and you'll see why they call them the ultimate water softener.
I came back as an amateur because there's still a lot to learn out here. Every day I come out and every day I learn something different, and there's always different pros that are coming up that are constantly fishing. They always got something to teach you. So I've learned to slow down and fish a little more lethargic, I guess you could say. When the fish aren't really biting that well, it's better to concentrate on particular fish versus just going to different spot to spot to spot.
The Alexandria Chain is a diverse body of water. It's actually bodies of water, different lakes. Lahamadu, they call it the octopus. It's got arms going every direction you can possibly imagine, and you can't possibly fish all of it.
Nothing's really consistent here. There's really not a lot of secret spots, and it's everybody's out deep around the weed lines. So you have to just kind of keep changing. Sometimes you have to be fast. Sometimes you have to be slow with a bigger bait, but you can't get really locked into it. I'm just going to do this, because it won't work.
You can come out and you can have 50 to 100 fish days out here. The quality fish are the ones that are tough to get.
The little fish are mixed with the big fish for some reason on here. So even if you catch a little 6-inch fish, there could be some decent 2-pounders in there with it, it seems. The key to my pattern is I'm fishing the inside turns on the weed line where it swings in towards the bank. If you got deeper water swinging right up to the bank, and I'm just going in there and I'm trying to weed the bigger fish out because there's a lot of fish in them spots.
One of my strategies for this tournament is try to get a limit on a jig worm and then go for bigger fish. And one thing that's been working for me this year is a bigger bait, such as a power hog by Berkeley or a sluggo.
This is our go-to big bait. We're trying to basically entice a larger fish to hit the lure. I think a lot of it has to do with just that slow rolling presentation, you know. I've caught a couple of fish that were gorging themselves on crawfish, and they just stopped feeding on the crawfish and hit this. This is a crucial turning point for me. I've got to come alive in this tournament. The past 2 tournaments haven't been that good. but I got to make a move. I got to come on hard in this tournament here to even have a run for the tournament champions.
Chipper, it is evident from these interviews that these anglers are starting to feel the mid-season pressure coming down. Well, Tommy, you got to remember, when this event is over, we're over halfway through our Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour season. With everyone on the water's goal to make the Tournament of Champions coming up on September, there's a number of anglers that have to do well here. And I tell you what, it's going to be tough to do well here. There's going to be a lot of anglers that bring in a lot of fish, but the difference between placing 10th or 50th could be 1 4-pound kicker fish. That's right. There's going to be a number of anglers stacked up with very similar sized fish. And most of all time, you got to remember, these anglers were faced with conditions this morning that they did not get to see during pre-fish. Well, let's head out on the water and let's see how they adapted to those changing conditions and how many fish they put in the boat. Here's the second flight, 220 behind us. The anticipation is building. They're all blasting off to their hot spots right now.
89, John, 89. Good luck, buddy.
Today I got lucky, I drew another good partner. I've been kind of blessed with this Pro-Am format where the pros we get to run the front of the boat and kind of the say-so on where we're going to go and what we're going to do, but I kind of plan on the day me having to catch my own 8 fish to go win the tournament myself. And if I get an amateur that knows how to fish, real good fisherman and stuff, that's always a plus to me. And today I've got one of those. I got one of those amateurs. His junior am. His name's Eric Hildebrand. His dad's a very accomplished fisherman, so he's got some good background going for him to help him out. He knows what he's doing back there. If it's flat, calm, fish generally don't get on a crankbait bite. So we got lucky with getting out here early and got some winds. You try to get out there, get your 8 fish, and after that, you kind of go what they call hog hunting. You go looking for that bigger 3, 4-pound fish. And that's number 2. Oh, there you go.
Well, it's a pretty slow morning. This wind is making it pretty tough. We got one in the well. It's small, but you know, I've got on some nice fishing practice, so hopefully we just pulled up on this spot and I caught one right away. So maybe we'll get them going here. Oh, good.
We're out here in the middle of Lake Lahamadou, and at first glance, Chip, this would look like a regular lake, a bowl-style lake, but there's some really unique structure underneath us right now. In fact, it's really interesting because it's filled with structure. There's lots of shallow places that comes up to less than 10 feet right out in the middle of this lake. In fact, there you are, we're up on top of the reed flat. Travis Peterson's boat's got fish on right now. They are catching a pile of fish out in the middle of this lake. These fish are hot.
Everybody is bailed on this program. There was 15, 20 boats out here and they all left. But we're gonna stick it out and keep trying it because these fish are here. It's just a matter of being there at the right time. It's not necessarily the big fish water, but a lot of numbers. It's a good place to come to get your limit. We're in main Lake Lahamadou. And like I said, overcast and windy makes it difficult fishing conditions for the fishermen, but also makes the fish bite better. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Net. Oh, just a little guy. Just a little guy. They're still here anyway. So, you want to talk about a good fishery? Lahamadou's a good fishery. Lahamadou
has got a lot of mid-range shallow water, you know, that 5 to 6 foot water column. We're coming through with the Rapala Rattling Rap in a brand new red fire crawfish pattern. And this thing has probably put a full limit of fish in the boat for us today. And we're just kind of covering a lot of water. You can fan cast with this type of a particular crankbait. And you can just work it fast, work it slow, but you can cover a lot of water thoroughly.
That's the 8th fish today for pro angler Tom Bratton. The great part is he also has a fish that could be the big fish of the day. It's going about 4.5 pounds. It's real interesting. Tom's doing something a little different than most anglers in this cloudy weather. Most of the anglers concentrating up in the shallow weeds, casting crankbaits. Tom's working the deep edge of a break down about 17, 18 feet with jigs and plastics. He's being very persistent, very precise, fishing slow, but he's got some good results and a limit of fish. We're here watching the leading Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour Angler of the Year, Dean Capra. It is exciting just to watch this dude fish. He is so intense.
All right, I'm on it.
Feel small.
He ain't that small. He's a nice one as far as I'm concerned. Say, Eric. He's coming up. Be a bass. Yes. Nice bass. All right. He's going to the Airwood for the big show.
The Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour is brought to you by Star Tribune, Fox Sports Net North, Yamaha Motor Corporation, and Media Rare Incorporated.
News, free time, travel, home zone, cars.com, work avenue, shopping, and communities. StarTribune.com. See what you can do.
Good.
Take it in, take it in!
Isn't your son on the team?
Yeah, starting center.
My daughter's a cheerleader. She's the third one from the left.
She's pretty light on her feet for a fat girl.
To the yes! The Last Word with Jim Rome. The only sports commentary that's truly brutally honest. Weeknights at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net.
There's an old saying that goes, the faster you can move, the longer you can fish. Now couple that with first one there gets the best fishing spot, and you're ready for Yamaha's new high-pressure direct injection system on the VMAX 150. The only system that atomizes fuel at an unprecedented 700 PSI for power and fuel efficiency, quicker starts, and breathtaking acceleration. That's reason enough to call 1-800-88-YAMAHA today, because the faster you can move, the longer you can fish.
What does the public relations company Media Rare have in common with Chris Lidke, Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour's Angler of the Year? One simple philosophy. Give them what they can't resist, and they'll bite. Media Rare, your link to innovative communications.
It's a great facility here at Arrowwood Resort. I've been here many times for other things, and the bass room is a great place to, a great venue to have here because they have all the amenities. They've got the putt-putt golfing. Families can come, and the kids have plenty to do because they've got the pools, they've got all the lake access, the docks, and you know the kids love to play in the lake. And so the resort is huge, and they have everything there for you, the bars and the nightlife and stuff if you need that. But it's just a great facility, and there's a lot of lakes around here, a lot of things to do in the Alexandria area. So it's just a great facility for an event like this.
So far, it's just been a great learning experience to go out with the pros, get to fish with them, learn what they're doing.
The KFAN Junior Angler Program is it's a program that started a number of years ago by KFAN Radio and co-sponsored by Galleon's Trading Company. And it's an opportunity for a dozen young people to fish as sponsored amateurs, so their entry fees are covered by the sponsors KFAN and Galleon's. These young people get to get in a boat, and it's a real teaching situation because they're paired with a professional angler and they fish together as a team. And this particular program, too, I don't think there's anything else like it in the country. It's a fast track as far as a learning experience for these young fishermen, and it's really been a lot of fun. We've got at least 2 former junior anglers who are now professional anglers.
Billy Hildebrand sums it up best when he talks about the Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour being the future of fishing for Minnesota and all across North America with our Junior Am program, Tom.
And that's what's great about the Minnesota ProAm Bass Tour. We've not only got the Junior Ams, we've got all the kids down here involved with the weigh-in process and the live fishing simulator. But right now, let's go back out on the water and see how all the big kids are doing and what kind of fish they're catching.
Let's wait.
Well, what we're doing here this morning, I started out on the docks and we got lots of clouds today, so usually when you get a lot of clouds, and the dock fish tend to roam away from the dock. So what we did here now is we're in some dirty water fishing topwater baits, because a lot of times these fish will pull up and just kind of cruise in amongst the scattered weeds here. So we're seeing if we can get a couple biters here real quick. We got one, just a little. Basically all I'm doing is you cast it out, just kind of twitch the rod, keep the bait kind of moving. Fish hit, the big key to catching fish on these things is wait for about 2 to 3 seconds after the fish actually comes up.
Good fish, nice fish. Oh yeah. Yeah, all right. Nice fish, nice fish, yeah. I got him hooked good. Got another one. Another nice fish. Come on, baby. Yes. All right, that's two quick ones.
Hey, Luke, you got one?
Don't be a pike.
Big old bass. The right kind. It's a monster Lahamadou bass right here.
We're out here scrounging, trying to find a couple 2s and 3s here and there, and it's been tough. I mean, the wind is strong, and we're getting blown around.
There's spots where the boats are really in clusters. There's a flat on the north end of Lahamadou. It's a real popular spot. There's a lot of boats there right now. You almost got to pick a number and wait in line before you can fish there. Those spots get pounded. I think if we find spots where there isn't as many boats and that hasn't been getting hit so hard like in practice, I think we should be able to find some more and probably better fish. Yep, little one. I don't think he's a keeper. Not a keeper. No. A lot of these today.
Yeah, everybody's tied up against the shoreline. The wind, you know, everybody toughed it out in the wind for an awful long time. We all wore our batteries down, got beat up pretty bad. You really don't have any feel for the fish when it does blow like that. You throw crankbaits and so forth, but oh, we're just in here on a little rest for a short amount of time.
We saw some fish surfacing, even in the wade, so we thought we'd take a little topwater, get in the middle of the, just off the edge, onto the top of the weeds, and we got a quick limit, but the problem is we're just getting the small fish. Right now we're looking for a little bigger fish, and thought we'd come over to this cabbage bed and give it a try.
Take your time. That's a nice one. Take your time. Right in there. Yes, nice fish, boy. Nice fish.
Picking that up, picking that up.
Fish, fish. Oh, this is a nice one, boy. It feels really nice. Get him, get him, get him. Yes! Yes, that's a big one there. That is a big fish. Look at that one. That might take the big fish today.
The Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour is brought to you by Starcraft Pontoons, Minnesota Office of Tourism, and Friendly Chevrolet.
What makes you think this is a good fishing spot?
Oh, just a hunch.
Hi, guys. How'd they bite?
Dad, that's Ellinger. That's Ted Takasaki. Gary Roach, Mr. Walleye.
Hi, Bob. Morning, boys.
Hey, Winkleman.
How'd you guys find this spot?
From our Minnesota Fishing Guide. For this hot spot and 10,000 like it, get your free Explore Minnesota Fishing Guide today.
The sale's on now at the #1 Chevy dealer in the state, Friendly Chevrolet. Whether you buy or lease, the time is now. Stop in today and lease a 2001 S10 pickup for just $167 a month. Or take home a 4x4 van, Tahoe, or Suburban from the largest selection in the state. Now is the time to save big at Friendly Chevrolet. Like Chevy says, we'll be there.
Friendly Chevrolet. Depend on us.
The sale's on now.
The night before the tournament, we have a little meeting where all of the guys come and register. And while they're there, they pick a number. And that number is their boat number, which designates when they go out. And basically what I do is I get all of these boats together in a bay in the morning at 6 o'clock, and they've all got their number. And when I call their number, they get to basically blast off to their spot. We give them 8 hours on the water. After 8 hours, they come in, and then they put their fish in the baskets, and they cart them up onto stage where they weigh them, and a couple lucky anglers are going to win this thing.
Check out this Alexandria Chain, Minnesota's largemouth bass.
Peanuts.
15.25 pounds.
Whoa, there you go, folks. That's one of the only weights. I think we've only had 3 or 4 that break 15, so right now you're in the top 5.
I'll tell you what, you put pro anglers of this quality out on a body of water, they're going to dig up and scrounge up some big bass. Check out those fish.
So we've got a weight of 16.59 pounds. Your new tournament leader, and certainly one of the youngest guys on the circuit. Good job, man. Good job, Ross. They had a limit of fish for 13.37 pounds, and this fish is going to go 3.32 pounds. So
good job,
3.32, a good one.
Partner did it.
Good job, guys.
And Lauren, it looks like you got a really nice bag of bass there. Remember, it's going to take 17.10 pounds to take the lead for the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour. And you are going to be at 18.83 pounds. 18.83 pounds, your new leader for the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour.
Well, I tell you what, this is a good friend of mine for a number of years. I worked quite a few sports shows with him, and I know he's a heck of an angler. And with only 2 more anglers left, you might do it. But you're leading it with 20.87 pounds. 20.87 pounds. You just crushed. Second place is now 2 pounds behind you. And Tom, how does it feel?
Well, it'd be really good if we were done.
Look at the size of these largemouth bass. That one on the right's worth $1,710. Rookie Pro, Rookie Junior Am, first year Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour, over $7,000 on the line. And they have to be 20.87 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to be real tight here. Those fish are flopping. Every ounce counts. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. We're locking in at 20.33 pounds. Tom Braden, Brad Burke, get over here. These are your 2001 Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour Alexandria Chain champions.
It's my first win on the Minnesota Pro-Am, and it feels really great. There's 2 things that were really key to our catching all these fish today to win this tournament. The first one was patience, and the second one was boat control. Patience comes in with this real light jig. The patient part was fighting the wind and leaving this thing sit there long enough to make the fish bite it. The second part was boat control. Without boat control, I couldn't keep on the fish. As soon as you took your foot off the trolling motor, the wind would blow you off that key spot, and you wouldn't get bit. We were sitting out in about 14 foot of water, throwing up into about 8 foot, up on top of the weeds on the brake lines. 8-pound test line, spinning rods, and really light jigs. That's where the patience come in, because the wind would blow the jig all over the place.
Wow, Chipper, what an exciting finish to the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour's 3rd stop of the tournament season here at the lovely Radisson Arrowwood Resort in the Alexandria Chain of Lakes.
Oh, it's great. Lauren Ross ends up in 3rd place and launches him into 2nd place for the Angler of the Year race, Tom.
Well, and rounding out the top 2, Jeremy Keel and Kyle Schuta, 2 young dudes that really got it done with 20.33 pounds. But the big story was pro Tom Brayton, his first Minnesota Pro-Am Tour victory with partner Boyd Burke.
This is the 3rd stop of the tour. We're all heading towards the Tournament of Champions coming up in September. Dean Capra still leading the way for Angler of the Year, so you can bet $1 million they'll all be at Vermilion, the next stop for the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour.
Camera boats provided by Crystal Piers Marine.